Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Matt Jernell, and I'm an amateur woodworker. Today I'm going to take you through my process of creating small stackable bowls that I like to call sibling bowls, as they come from the same piece of wood. I have a prototype with me that I created last week out of a piece of walnut, but today, in this video, I'm going to add a few accent stripes out of maple and padauk. I started by ripping down a 2x2x12 block of walnut that would be the main body of wood for this project. Here, I'm using a Wen 9-inch bandsaw that I recently purchased, and so far I've been extremely happy with the cleanliness of its cuts. Next, I slice off a very thin sliver of silver maple that I will sandwich between my two pieces of walnut. Now it's time for the glue up. I was pretty nervous about this, as I hadn't done a glue up in several years, but after a few stressful minutes and a lot of wood glue, I was able to wrestle it into clamps, and I was fairly happy with the end result. Using this newly formed block of wood, I flip it 90 degrees and repeat the same process, ripping it down at about the 1/3 mark. Fortunately, I learned from my previous mistakes, and I remembered to make a mark on the top so I would remember how they should line up when I'm ready for the glue up. This time, a thin slice of padauk will act as the accent stripe, running perpendicular to the strip of maple. Having done the exact same glue up the previous day, I was more confident and more experienced, and this time it went extremely smoothly. After letting it dry overnight, I got it between centers on my lathe and began to slowly true it up with my 1/2-inch roughing gouge. Then, I came in with a parting tool and made the tenons for my chuck to hold each little bowl. And when that was finished, I began shaping the outer profile of the bowls, ensuring that each one was slightly different. Unfortunately, I did not position the camera in the best place to catch this process, so I ended up skipping to the end, repositioning the camera for sanding them, and showing how they looked when the outside was finished. Finally, it is time to start hollowing out the inside. To make the initial cuts easier, I drill out the center down to my final depth before coming in with a skew and hollowing out the remainder, being careful to maintain a consistent thickness throughout the entire profile of the bowl. I then sand it from 60 up to 600 grit and finish it with 2 coats of polyurethane and a coat of finishing wax. This process remained the same for the remaining 4 bowls, so here's a time lapse with a few of them getting created. Lastly, I brand my logo on the bottom of each bowl using a wood burner and a custom attachment that I carved from a brass cube. Before we get to how they turned out, I just want to thank you all for watching. Any feedback that you have for me is greatly appreciated. I have a small Etsy shop and we'll leave the link in the description down below. But for now, enjoy the glamour shots. Peace out.